Just minutes from home here in James Bay. We're in front of the Birdcage Confectionery, a confectionery that goes back to the famous artist.
Emily Carr.
Emily Carr, right. That goes way back to Emily Carr. And we start on the new bike path that will lead us right to where we're going today. And where are we going today, Barbara?
The E&N Railway Trail. Oh.
That's a horse carriage in the background. Try again. Where are we going today?
The E&N Railway Trail.
Right. I just got to get this horse carriage here. This is so charming. Isn't it charming? Okay, back to our video. We're going on the E&N Rail Trail to where?
To the Nest.
To the Nest, yeah. So we're going to go straight ahead through the inner harbor, over the Blue Bridge, and we'll continue from there. It's a beautiful day, right?
It sure is.
And you are viewing Travels with Lobo and
Barbara,
and we're on a bike ride today.
Barbie.
Known as Barbie. You're seeing the Barbie movie this Saturday, right? Tomorrow. How many of your friends are going with you? How's the day going so far?
So far, great.
Great. And how far are we away from our destination?
Oh, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes is about right. Just down the hill and up the hill. And we'll be at the Nest Café, where we'll take a little bit of something. I don't know what. Biking always has a tendency to make me happy, but, well, there are exceptions. This video was shot on my DJI Pocket 2, as it says, magic at hand, especially if you're riding a bicycle with its floating gimbal head. If you're not into a 25-minute biking vlog, I invite you to stop the video and read the chapters, and there may be something there that you might be interested in. At least I hope so. Thank you. You're about to see a fast-forward version of the trip from James Bay to the Blue Bridge. I did it at normal speed in our first vlog on biking Victoria, British Columbia, Inner Harbor to Maddox Farm. It was a really nice ride. If you want to see that, I'll leave a link above. But this time, it's on fast forward. There's one of those cute little taxis that chug through the inner harbor here in Victoria. And Barbara, normally when we take a bike ride, we head up this way.
North up the Galloping Goose.
Out north up the Galloping Goose.
Yeah. Today we're going west.
Today we're going west,
the
so
E&N Trail.
We're going to go down this way and then go to the left and up towards the E&N Trail. Different route. So right here, just after the Blue Bridge, turn left to go over Esquimalt Road. And that's the Four Seasons Hotel right there. That's on the inner harbor. And we're going to turn right. And we're going to get to Victoria's newest bike path that goes to the E&N Rail bike path, and there are the rails to my right. They haven't been used in practically 10 years now. There's still talk of resuscitating them, but that's about it. Talk would require a lot of money. Here is a rare panel that shows the E&N Railway. When it was still operating, it was operated by Via Rail, as you can see, but it was only 2 wagons. But once upon a time, I guess it had locomotives like this. That must have been beautiful to see. This portion of the bike path was only opened about a month ago. We're now in Victoria West, after going over the bridge, known for all its high rises. Right here beside the bike path is a temporary attraction. It's called Beyond Van Gogh. Beyond Van Gogh. It's an exhibit that's various places across Canada, maybe in Toronto, maybe in Vancouver, maybe in Montreal, but this is where it's located here in Victoria. I think it's only temporary. Beyond Van Gogh. And right here, we're going to be taking a sharp left right in front of Trek Bicycle. Right here, Barbie's going to turn left. Hopefully that car will stop. You got the right of way, Barb. Yep, you got the right of way. Okay, there's Trek Bicycle right there. And the bike path continues here. And we're very close to the E&N bike path. I can see the lights up there. On my left is one of my favorite parts of the trip, and that is right in this building. It's marijuana growing operation, I think, because right here you get a really nice whiff, a lovely whiff of sweet grass. I never used to like it much, but it smells okay now. I obviously don't use this stuff, but whatever. I'm getting the smell of it more here now. All right, so we're in a part of Victoria that's called Esquimalt. Esquimalt is actually not part of Victoria, it's another city, but it's all in the greater Victoria area. And we're heading right up there. Once we get past this, okay, actually is the E&N Rail bike path. Bears that name obviously because, as you can see to the right, there is a rail line that used to go between Esquimalt and Nanaimo. That's why it's called the E&N Railway. So one of the legacies of the railway is this beautiful bike path. The problem with the bike path is always a problem. It's got a fair number of crossings, so you got to be careful. I'm coming up on one that bicycles have to stop. And stopping on a bicycle is a difficult thing. You always tend to go through a rolling stop. But Barbara won't do a rolling stop, I know that. Okay, from here on, the E&N Rail bike path is quiet, scenic, lovely to bike, but you still got to pay attention when you cross the roads. A little downhill, not too hot today at all. And I see here people picking blackberries. This is blackberry season. Some people really go hog wild. Well, it's free. Speaking of hog wild, here's me taking a selfie, forgetting I had eaten blackberries. And, well, here's what they do to your face. Building here, this warehouse on the left has the blue streak on it and lots of graffiti. That's the back of the store called Warehouse Club. It's a subsidiary of Loblaws. Sells discount stuff, and we're going to go in there on our way back. A couple of days later, we cycled by the same spot to witness part of the Trackside Graffiti Festival. One of Canada's largest returns to Esquimalt right here. So it was interesting to see that, as you'll see. And there is Dan the Man leading the charge. So Barb pressed the button there, and the light will change shortly as we head out in this direction. Our next stop will be the Esquimalt Naval Base. I'll go slow in the next part of the trail because there is, keep going Barb, keep going. There is a artist here that lives here. Garden of Monsters, that's what it's called. Look at this. Nice. And then painting along the fence here. Great artistic efforts here in this neighborhood. Up ahead is Esquimalt Naval Base. We're going to get quite close to that. In the meantime, I like the ride along here because you get to look into people's backyards, their landscaping, their gardens. Houses under construction. It's all pretty neat. Along the E&N Rail Trail. To my left is the Esquimalt Naval Base. You can't really see too much of it. Obviously they're trying to keep it hidden. Although further up you get a pretty good view of it. You can even see the two submarines that Canada has stationed on the west coast. They've been gone for the last couple of weeks. Right over there in the naval yard is where the submarines are usually docked on the left-hand side. There's no submarine there now. You can see some frigates and not much else. So this is the Esquimalt Harbor for the Pacific Fleet of the Canadian Navy. Right over there in the distance, looking almost like a colonial house with a big porch, is the Esquimalt Naval Museum. It's open to the public. I was in there a couple of weeks ago. It's rather interesting. Their mega exhibit is on the Battle of the Atlantic, in which which Canada played a major role, along with the United States. Battle of the Atlantic.
Here he is.
Hi, Barb.
Hi.
I'm glad you came along on this beautiful day.
Yeah.
We're now on the ancestral home of the Songhees First Nation. So we're no longer in Victoria or Esquimalt. We're on the ancestral home of the Songhees First Nation. They're located to my left. Yeah, on our left, yeah, that's... Yeah. Yeah. And there's a nice rest stop coming up. We should stop there with washrooms. It's, let's stop up here at the rest stop. We can look on the map, I think, where we are. Whoops. Okay. Gonna turn left here. Nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. So here's Portage Park. Our viewing travels with Lobo and Barbara, and we're on a bike ride today.
Barbie.
Known as Barbie. You're seeing the Barbie movie this Saturday, right? Tomorrow. How many of your friends are going with you?
7 more.
7 more. All taken in by the euphoria of Barbie. Anyway, back to the trip here. We're almost there at the
Nest.
At the Nest. That's the coffee shop. And our next stop is a Victoria landmark, Fort Victoria. It's not what you think it is. It's the name of a campground, Fort Victoria. We'll be approaching that shortly. Has some colonial-looking type of structures here, but they're just kind of decorations. So here's the RV park office. So this is what today's RV parks look like. I've been camping all my life, except for the last 10 years. And whenever I went to an RV park, there was a spot for tents. That's no longer the case. When this says RV, it means RV. Many people stay here year-round because of the climate is very mild in Victoria in the wintertime, so there's no problem. If it's too expensive for you to go to the States, expensive because of the dollar. Our dollar is worth 40% less in the States. Healthcare is a big factor. Healthcare costs a fortune if you go to the States. So a lot of people from the prairies come out here. And if you're going to stay in Victoria, this would be a prime spot to stay in. Fort Victoria. We're at Palmer Fort Victoria. This is an actual railway stop for the E&N Railway. The last stop along here was 10 years ago when there was still a railway running. But this is where people used to sit, people who were here at the RV club. And they would go from here, get onto a train, and get off in downtown Victoria, right by the Blue Bridge and where the Swan Hotel is at now. This is ancient history, but that's the way it was. So how's the day going so far?
So far, great.
Great. And how far are we away from our destination?
Oh, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes is about right. Just down the hill and up the hill. And we'll be at the Nest Café. And right here, the rail is still in pretty good condition. But in most of it, it would take millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions to bring this back to running condition. A project which would, in my opinion, fail. There just isn't enough demand for it. But there's a lot of people who are still lobbying to have that railway running again. Burnside Road, which is only 5 minutes from the cafe, the Nest Café, a major thoroughfare. Another damn electric bike. I got 8 seconds to get across. All right, there we are. See you at the Nest Café. Take a rest at the Nest. Let's go, Barb. Nicely fixed up here with wood chips. And this is where we're locking up our very valuable bikes, right? Which collectively have a value of about, oh, maybe $200 on the second-hand market, the underground market. The underground market. Is there a problem in Victoria with bikes being stolen?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Happens every day.
Didn't you? Look at this lovely setup here. Outdoor patio parking. And there's the Nest. Unfortunately, it looks closed. Can you believe that? Closed. How can this be closed? The Nest Café. No snack, no coffee. We did get inside during opening hours on our next bike ride. Hey Barb, what are you picking here? They got a breakfast bagel. I'm just gonna have one of the delights of going biking, huh? Got a nice one there?
Oh. Got caught in my glove. Okay, well I got protection. Let's see.
All right, there's lots here. On our way back, we usually stop at Wholesale Club. That's a discount arm of Loblaws where you get President's Choice products. It's anything but fancy, just a warehouse, as basic as it gets. But they do have good prices. We buy certain products here. I always pick up some hummus for $6.99. I also buy this brie here for a Napoleon brie for $8.49. That's a really good price. And then tofu at $1.99. You won't find it cheaper than that anywhere else. This is really tempting, this Hungarian salami for $14.99. Look at the size of that sucker for $14.99. That's really cheap. I don't eat it though. I also like this President's Choice Gourmet West Coast Dark Roast Coffee. Only $16.99. Lately I've been going for the medium. Only $16.99 for, I think that's, how much is that? 950 grams. It's almost a kilogram of coffee. As opposed to something like this, Kicking Horse, $15.99 for half the size. It's 454 grams. My 70-some years of safe biking came to an end here on September 2nd, 2023, on my way back from the Saanich Fair. When I descended this steep hill, there's only one intersection right here. That's when I was hit by an older lady driving a car making a left-hand turn. She didn't see me. She just whacked me totally. Damage to the bumper hood and a spiderweb windshield. My iWatch called 911. It was all an emergency. It was like hell. I was beyond lucky as the front of the bike seemed to take most of the brunt, even though I went flying. Yeah, the bike is a write-off, but in terms of myself, it appears the only lasting damage I have is a swollen ankle, a sore ankle, for which I'm getting physiotherapy. I was beyond lucky. There's no other way to state that. Thank you for viewing, and we'll have more of these cycling vlogs that were produced previous to the accident, and I hope there will be more after the accident too, but it will certainly take a while. See you next time.